Hey, what up, YT? They call me Ace, aka Radical. And next we're gonna be drawing Goku. Goku in a B.I.G picture form. Stance. Pose. We're drawing Goku. Check me out, look. Let's dance. No pencil sketch, not this time around. Reason being because this is an old picture. We drew this long time ago, just left it there. And then we came back this year to this picture to finally finish it. We're drawing Goku once again. Love me some Goku, love me some Dragon Ball Z. The inspiration behind this picture. We had seen an art piece done online way back when they took the album cover for Nirvana's Nevermind album, and they took that picture, which is a picture of a baby in like a pool. I don't remember the name of the artist, but the artist drew Goku in that vein, in that same pic, in that album art cover. And I always thought that was cool. I was like, oh, dope. And I knew the band and I knew the song too, so I was like, oh, even doper. Because of that, I wanted to do something just like that, but a different album. Given, of course, I naturally gravitated towards hip hop, listening to more hip hop around that time. And the first person I thought of was Biggie Smalls because it has a picture of a baby on the album art cover. Now, I also thought of Lil Wayne, which has him as a young kid on the album art cover. But because of the Nirvana picture using a whole full baby body, I wanted a picture of a full baby body. So the Biggie picture won. And given it being a Biggie picture, I thought it would be something that the hood would like. Especially growing up with all the friends that I had watching Dragon Ball Z. There was a good amount of us. And my mans who put me on to drawing, who taught me how to draw, shared a lot of Dragon Ball Z love with him too. He's the one that put me on to Dragon Ball. When I was watching Dragon Ball Z, he was the one that would bring in the Dragon Ball episodes on VHS recorded for me to see. So we only have recording of the digital work that we did here. Back when I didn't record myself drawing the actual picture on paper. But we got this footage. That's good. You're gonna see us doing a lot of the shade work here. We're not using a pen on this piece. We're using the drawing tools provided on the program that we're using. We're using Manga Studio EX Pro, number 4. I mentioned in my previous video how I have to upgrade the programs that I'm using currently. I've been using this program for a very long time, and I'm very much so comfortable with it. But there are new features out there on newer programs that will be very much so beneficial to me and my life. So I do need to upgrade. Again, as I mentioned before, either to Clip Studio, which is what I believe Manga Studio EX Pro has evolved into. It became Clip Studio, or Clip Studio absorbed it, however that works. Or get the Adobe. I don't know the correct pronunciation of that word. But Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. All that jazz. When I was first watching Dragon Ball Z, some of Dragon Ball, initially my first favorite character was Yamcha. Obviously a bad choice. I also loved Goku's brother Raditz, knowing that he's a villain, but I liked him a lot as a character. It was the hair for me. I'm aware of that. And then now today, of course Goku's a favorite, no doubt. But now today, my current favorite, I say now today like it recently became my favorite. That's not the case. It became my favorite back then when I was still watching. But Trunks is my favorite character. I love that kid. More specifically, Future Trunks, who I guess isn't real because that future changed. I don't know how that works. But he's not the Kid Trunks that we see now. And I do like Kid Trunks too. Trunks in GT was lame. I don't know why they did that to him after we got Future Trunks. Yeah, most iterations of Trunks we have him is as a kid. Myself, like a bunch of other kids in America did when growing up in the 90s, 2000s, Drew a bunch of Dragon Ball Z characters. It was like, I don't know what it was, but a bunch of us was just trying to draw characters, make up our own characters, draw it the way we see them. Fusion characters, making up our own Super Saiyan 5, 6, 7, 8. It was a good time though, for real. I've had friends that would trace over my pictures and that made me low-key feel good. That's a bit vain. But yeah, it was nice. It was a nice feeling knowing that someone saw my picture, thought it was good enough that they traced it. And of course, I traced over friends' pictures too when I was younger and still learning how to draw. When I was in 5th grade, I didn't fully have my skills developed yet still. So that's what, 10 years old? Yeah. And that's when I dived into graffiti work too. With this picture, we did some new techniques. We tried out some new techniques when coloring. We normally just have a solid color, the base color, then we do a highlight color and a shade color. That's usually our 3 steps. But this time we did the base color and then we gave that base color some, what do I call it? Texture. We didn't want that base color to be one flat color, so we even made the base color have some layers to it where it wasn't just completely flat. A highlighted side and a shaded type side. So then with that being done that way, there is still a highlight layer that I do and a shade layer that I do. And then there's also a black layer for any shadows or, you know, the parts there you have to commit to the dark, where you really need to go all black. It's a lot of times it's hard to make that commitment too. Sometimes you'll think, oh no, if I do it all black, it'll mess it up. It's easier to do it when digital because, you know, you could Control Z anything. But on paper, you gotta trust the process, and sometimes you just gotta go for that full black. It'd be worth it. Son Goku, Kakarot! Of course, that's not an automatic. You do need to know when you need to put in all black. We're putting in some of the text. We wanted the text to be just like the album was for Biggie. What album was that? Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die album. We changed the words from Ready to Die to Ready to Fight because that just seemed to make sense for Goku. And I don't like the Ready to Die stuff, no. I don't like it. Good album, of course. Great rapper. It's just the title. It's not for me.
Brief moment of silence for Chris Wallace. Soldier Slim Pac Pimp C, I hope they smiling. And Goku still hottest tamales. My private plane got that Wi-Fi and that wireless. I'm so sorry for the wait.
Time to show out like we do. Did the black and white and then the full color. We are finished. Alright, we done. Thank you for sticking around if you stuck around for this long. Like if you like this video. Subscribe if you with this noise. Share it if you about that life. I really do appreciate you for your view. Thank you. Thank you. You can support me more. You can follow me at Spilt Ink Ace on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. If you'd like to support me further, you can do so on Patreon. I forgot my words for a moment. And that is all. I'ma holler at you next time. Later.